It doesn't even matter anymore that the mainstream media tries to avoid talking about Donald Trump's cognitive decline because he literally forces them to cover it. And it's not just MSNBC or CNN, outlets that MAGA would call liberal. The Fox propaganda outlet is now being forced to confirm Donald Trump's cognitive decline after an insane video went public. We are going to get into it all, but before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now, before we get into how Fox was forced to confirm a crazy video of Donald Trump proves that he is crazy, I want to start with the only sane person on the Fox propaganda outlet. That was Jessica Tarlov calling out our petulant child president's only real focus amid a looming government shutdown, and that's his time golfing.
He has a great time at those events, but it doesn't mean that it's going to translate into a good midterms, which is what Republicans are after. And everyone, what did they say in the prompter? That you're stuck in the sand trap. And evidence would point to things going in the Democrats' direction. And Mike Johnson knows it. And Senator Thune knows it. And they're backpedaling about the government shutdown. They can't get Democratic votes that they need because they won't even compromise to let people keep their health care or put back cancer research funding. And I had everyone waving in my face that Reuters poll that said that you guys were leading on all the issues that mattered by these huge margins. And I doubt that you feel good going into a midterm with only 34% saying you have a better plan on the economy, 40% on immigration, and 25% on health care when this is stacking up to be a healthcare election. There's a good Harry Enton clip from this morning. I love it when he does it. He said, a huge shift to the Dems in U.S. House special elections. Dems doing 18 points better than Harris did. The party that outperforms the presidential baseline won every midterm since 2006. So I don't know what happens. I don't want to be the Jesse Waters of 2026, but I wouldn't feel so braggy at this particular moment on the golf range or at the polls.
I mean,
It really is sometimes nice to know how little Donald Trump cares about all of us. And right now, it's not just that a government shutdown is looming. Trump, of course, could give a shit. He could care less. If the government does shut down, he will use it as an excuse to fire as many people as possible, inflict maximum pain. And if the government doesn't shut down, if a budget is passed, of course, Donald Trump won't listen to what the laws dictate. He never has. But it's also important to recognize that in this moment, when Trump is spending his time on the golf course, one of the biggest stories within MAGA is about farmers. Farmers who Donald Trump has cost their livelihoods, their land, their family history with idiotic tariffs that are especially crushing the soybean farmers in America who sold millions of metric tons to China. And it's just not happening anymore, all because of Donald Trump. So while he's trying to shift blame from the government shutdown to Democrats, I don't know what you're going to tell those farmers, Donald, who you have to bail out and why. It's because of your tariffs. But of course, they're going to try to lie. Before we get into that video from Fox, I want to start with Vance on Fox trying to lie about this shutdown because it's important to debunk.
This government shutdown issue looming next week. How do you see this? And are you opposed to a shutdown, or do you think there would be advantages to that potentially?
Well, look, we don't want to shut down the government, Martha, but it's really up to the Democrats. Under our system, you need 60 Senate Democrats to vote for the clean continuing resolution that the president and House Republicans have put forward. I think it's preposterous, Martha. And I think the American people really should pay attention to the fact that Democrats are threatening to shut down the entire government because they want to give hundreds of billions of dollars of health care benefits to illegal aliens. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen a political party actually advertising the fact that they want to shut down every essential function of government, and they want to use that as leverage so that they get more money for illegal alien health care benefits.
This is the chameleon nature of J.D. Vance, and something I talked about earlier this morning with the MAGA victim complex. They always want to be the victim. They say they're superior, they're the best. But at the same time, it's those mean Democrats. Oh no, not the mean Democrats. We have control of all of the power in Washington, but somehow, some way, a strongly worded letter is what's keeping us down. It's just idiotic from MAGA. We know this to be the case, but it seems like Donald Trump, who is looking to strip millions of people from their health care, has a solution that he shared in an AI Fox video that he had to delete in Fox. Well, we'll just get into what Fox did. Trump deletes wild AI video he shared in which he promoted a magic med bed that cures disease and regrows limbs. Donald Trump has deleted a bizarre AI-generated video he shared in which he's seen promoting a magic bed which purportedly could cure all diseases. The president late Saturday night shared the phony video on Truth Social, which shows him on a fake Fox News broadcast of My View with Laura Trump touting a med bed which has mythical healing powers. Journalist Alex Kaplan shared the video with Trump saying that he's pushing the medbed conspiracy, and as you can see here, it is an AI video that you don't even need to see. It's just so ridiculous. And a fake Laura Trump is explaining that Donald Trump's got a new healthcare plan. Some on the extreme right have promoted the conspiracy theory that the U.S. military has med beds, which can cure any disease and even regrow missing limbs. According to some versions of the conspiracy, liberal billionaires have kept the revolutionary beds from the public. The video was deleted from Trump's account on Sunday morning, but not before backlash from prominent medical professionals and others. Gavin Newsom chimed in with, Trump is about to shut down the government and rip health care from 20 million Americans. What's he doing? Posting AI-generated slop about miracle hospital beds that cure all illness. Donald Trump has lost it. And of course, Fox had to comment with a spokesperson quickly distancing the network from the phony video, telling Mediaite the video did not air on My View with Laura Trump, on Fox News' channel, or any other Fox News media platforms. So the folks at Fox were freaking out that they were going to be held accountable for Donald Trump's Looney Tunes, batshit ass crazy AI video of Laura Trump talking about how the billionaires of the world, the liberal billionaires, are the ones hiding this medical technology. That's so funny to me that the right has like fully embraced Elon and Peter Thiel, and now they love Bezos and Larry Ellison, and of course Donald Trump himself is a billionaire. But no, it's the George Soroses of the world. It's people with $3 or $4 billion, not $300 or $400 billion, who are the ones controlling everything. Yeah, that surely makes sense. It is so funny how twisted into knots these people get themselves over their conspiracies when Donald Trump is clearly just an idiot madman, and even like Fox has to recognize that and be like, no, sorry, the president of the United States is just a fucking moron. He is so stupid. We're sorry about that. We have to confirm to you that Trump is just dumb. And the fact that he deleted it only makes it worse, because if Trump kept it up, I would have been like, okay, this is idiotic, this is dumb, he misunderstood this, or maybe he's trolling. There would be there would be some sort of doubt that you could put in there that maybe Trump just, he thought he was making a joke. But him deleting it clearly shows that he thought it was real. And I'm not going to play the video because you don't want to have to hear it. But what's so funny about the video is that it's not just Laura Trump. It's not just Laura Trump talking about these magical beds. There's also an AI clip of Trump saying like, they're fantastic, and quite frankly, we love beds, and I love the bed, because it's pretty easy to AI Trump. He always sounds stupid and like he's fake. That was better than his Tylenol bit. It's better than his Tylenol bit, right? But Trump probably thought that was real. That's how cooked his brain is. That is how out of it he is. And again, we're on the verge of a government shutdown, and this is what he's focused on. And Senator Chris Van Hollen called out exactly that.
President Trump's going to meet with congressional leaders at the White House tomorrow. You just heard Speaker Mike Johnson effectively saying there's really nothing that we're going to offer them. If that is the case, and the government funding bill is just this clean CR that they're talking about, are you going to vote no?
Well, Jake, it's good to see the president finally get off the golf course and decide to talk and avoid the government shutdown he's been taking us to. And he's been much more focused, as we all know, on keeping the Epstein files locked up than keeping the government open. Look, the president wants a blank check. This is a lawless president. He's been illegally withholding funds. He promised on day one he was going to bring down prices. They've gone up. What we're saying is that we should turn off this ticking time bomb, which Republicans left in place, that's going to create a huge spike in healthcare premiums for about 20 million Americans. Until now, the president has said, nope, he'd rather shut down the government than prevent those healthcare costs from spiking. I'm glad we're finally talking. We'll see what happens.
This time last year, when there was a government shutdown looming, you said that a shutdown would, quote, needlessly disrupt essential government services and leave tens of thousands of federal employees working in Maryland without pay, unquote. The year before that, you said keeping the government open was, quote, one of our most basic responsibilities as lawmakers, unquote. Is none of that operative anymore?
Well, Jake, it is. It would be very disruptive, which is why I'm opposed to having a government shutdown. And Donald Trump is the one that has been driving us in that direction, along with Republicans on Capitol Hill, who have totally forfeited their constitutional responsibilities to Donald Trump. I mean, they have abdicated those responsibilities, subcontracted out to Donald Trump. If you talk to Senate Republicans, they understand that giving the president a blank check to illegally withhold funds, which he's been doing from day one, much of it with the help of Elon Musk, that's the wrong way to go.
I don't know how you wouldn't be embarrassed at this point, if you're MAGA, that our president is so out of it. He's lost his mind so completely that this right now is what he's focused on as he tries to play tough guy. And the tough guy act is pretty funny. Like, MAGA's got to be all fired up that they're going after Comey. But just so you're aware, MAGA, it's not going to work. It's only going to backfire on Donald Trump. And Tim Kaine laid out exactly the reason why.
Margaret, it's pretty darn plain. The president nominated 2 U.S. attorneys in Virginia, both with Republican bona fides. Todd Gilbert in the Western District had been the Republican Speaker of our House of Delegates. He resigned as a legislator to take the Trump appointment. President Trump's team interviewed these candidates, approved the candidates, nominated the candidates, and then even appointed them into the interim position. But both were forced out because they said their integrity as prosecutors would not allow them to genuflect to Donald Trump. And in Todd Gilbert's case, they wanted to force him to demote a longtime career member of the Western District of Virginia who had served under multiple administrations and presidents. He refused to do so. Mm-hmm. And in Eric Siebert's case, he refused to bring a criminal charge against a perceived Trump political opponent when there was no evidence to support the charge.
I also want to bring up the fact that if Donald Trump can prosecute his political opponents because they've all broken so many laws, why hasn't he gone after Joe Biden or Barack Obama? Where are their indictments? Like, it just doesn't track. It's idiotic. It is all going to be exposed for what it is, which is Donald Trump abusing his power to serve himself above all else. But we're going to continue to call it out on this show every single day. If you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. If you stuck around to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. Keep on fighting. Don't let them silence you. Until next time, I'll see you soon.